Hi, my name's Chris. Welcome to my tasting room. Now, you will remember maybe from a fortnight ago, if you were fortunate enough to catch the last video, we had the big showdown, Old World Pinot Noir Burgundian versus New World. And for New World, we had a bottle of this guy, Elk Cove Vineyards from Oregon, south of Portland. Luckily enough, I had another bottle. So I thought, and as I said in the video last time round, the Elk Cove took down the Burgundy last time round. They were not very dissimilar in taste, surprisingly, even though they're both the same age and from different parts of the world, obviously. One old style, one new style. But the real swing factor was there was not enough in the twice the price Burgundy to take down the Elk Cove. And so for value for money, along with all the great flavours and sensations that it brought, the Elk Cove came through to the next round. And as we concluded the last video, we said maybe what we'll do is put it up against some other New World Pinot, because obviously New World Pinot is not a category homogeneous in and of itself. You've got West Coast US, you've increasingly got South Africa, some amazing Pinots there, some in Australia as well, and then obviously over the last 10 years, 20 years, the rise of New Zealand Pinot has been the big thing. So I'm delighted to put up for the test, can it knock out the Elk Cove? It is, of course, 2017 Bannockburn Felton Road Pinot Noir. Unfortunately, I don't have the 15, so we've got a slight disparity in the age here. But let's see how we go. This one, when I was having a look, first thing to say is I was on their website earlier for the first time. Amazing website, fantastic. Check it out, Felton Road's website. And what surprised me was I'm a big user of Wine Spectator. I love their rating techniques, and it'd be very rare that you'd get a rating on Wine Spec, anything over a 92 out of 100. This guy, gosh, I can't remember exactly now, but I think it's a 96. A 96 out of 100. If I'm wrong, it's 95. And each year, not just 2017 in particular, but they rated extremely highly across the last 10 years. Felton Road, as some of my viewers will know better than me because they've been there, is in the deep south. In fact, it is the most southern vineyard on the planet. Not particularly Felton Road, but the central Otago region I'm talking about. Central Otago, way down south in the South Island of New Zealand, near Queenstown, which some of you will have been to. This is from the Bannockburn vineyards that they have. They have different plots, and the Bannockburn is slightly raised, slightly on the slopes of the Southern Alps there, but you're talking 200 meters above sea level. And if you remember from the last video, this was one of the features of the Elk Cove, was it was one of the higher vineyards in Willamette Valley. So both of these things get the almost continental effect of being slightly raised, and yet they have to suffer, in this case, from the moisture and therefore the fog and the potential mold and all of that brings. And the raised feature of the Felton Road brings with it excessive temperature swings, so they will often battle frost in the spring when flowering's happening, which can reduce yield as it did in 2017, and yet it can rise to 40 degrees in the summer there. So extreme temperature variation. Let's have a look, because it's all in the glass. The glass never lies. So having a look, they're both pretty Pinot-like. The Felton Road is definitely the lighter of the two. I don't know if you can get in there and see. Quite translucent, quite not opaque. The Elk Cove darker. If you looked at it from a distance, you could maybe mistake it for a cab or something like that. But again, when you do get up close, you can tell it is quite not opaque. So really, that's sometimes a Pinot giveaway. Turning to the aromas, they're really quite distinct. I was just having a try before. This is incredible. It's almost sour. It's oily. There's sort of a glycerine there, and a sourness. And I think a good way of describing this is it's like strong tea. It smells like a strong tea, but also very black cherry and that kind of forest floor, forest fruits type of smell again. almost like you know, going back to the glycerin point. You know, they would maybe make a tincture out of blackberries, and it's almost like crushed blackberries made into a tincture by adding alcohol. That type of smell. The Alcove from last time we remember. Different smell, more Burgundian, I would say, in the smell. A little bit more sort of barnyard, briar, vegetal type of smell. So quite distinct in the look and quite distinct in the aromas. We had that last time between this and the Burgundy, and then it was the taste that brought it all together, and they were largely indistinct. Let's see if that's the case here. That is it follows through on the nose. So I'm getting that sourness, slight tannin, but you know, acidity running through it. Deep black cherries, that sort of dark fruits, blue fruits, dark purple fruits, that type of taste. Quite full in the mouth. Good long aftertaste on that. Quite impressive, I have to say. And now we go back to the Alcove. And it is quite different, in fact. That there's a little bit of heat around the edges. It's again got, I mentioned it last time, a little bit of that kind of toffee, that caramelized flavour. Definitely not as full-bodied as the Felton Road. And I think the Central Otago Pinots, again, people know better than me, but they're known for, you know, being quite big blockbuster wines in the Pinot sphere, quite tannic, big body, built to last sort of thing. And again, on the website, this can be drunk after 15-20 years. This is a sort of a calmer, more understated, a more delicate flower, if you like. So I guess, you know, obviously I've got to come up with which one's going to survive this challenge. Thinking about it, I don't even have the help of the price this week, because I think this was in sort of high 30s. I'm thinking £36 a bottle. As we said last time, this was £32-33 a bottle, so pretty closely valued. In terms of the ratings online, as I say, this would be the hands down winner. People are rating this more consistently highly, and as a higher quality wine. But let's give them one last chance to impress the judge. It's quite a fine wine, that. I'm not I've had a few Felton Roads before. My father's a massive fan of Felton Road, and I haven't really kind of got it. I haven't really loved it, but I must say that's very impressive. I think it's something to be taken with food. I think that would really enliven it and enliven the food. It's almost like, you know, food in a glass itself. It's so big. We'll give this a last slurp, the Elk Cove. Wow. Okay, so sorry, that's giving me the time. Now, there's a little concept. You know, wines can be fine, but they might not be for you. We've talked about this a little bit in the white wine context on the videos. And friends of mine, we have this sort of little concept of, is it a me wine? It might be a fine wine, but is it also a me wine? This one, I'm not sure. I'm really looking forward to digging into this later on this evening. And once it's opened up even more, tasting it and getting to enjoy it, it's definitely impressed me. But in terms of a 5-10 minute video, this is the definite me wine for me. I'm a bit flabbergasted because I don't know the vineyard particularly well. I don't covet it, but it's just a lovely tasting wine. So I think they're both really well built. I think they both deserve good ratings. This one maybe more so for its tannin and its structure and its body, but just in terms of, you've got a choice, which one do you want to take away from the bar and take back to your table? For me, for the second week running, it's the Elk Cove. And I guess we're going to have to put it up against another New World Pinot, and I'm running out of bottles, so I'm going to have to do it quickly. But in the meantime, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sure there'll be a few of you who don't agree with this as an outcome, so let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and I will look forward to seeing you again either here in the tasting room or maybe down in the cellar one day again soon.